Welcome, everyone. We're doing a deep dive today into artificial intelligence.
Yeah, and we're using excerpts from a text called The AI Journey, Past, Present, and Future as our guide.
Right. So our plan is to really get into the story of AI, where it started, what it's doing right now, and maybe, just maybe, where it's heading.
And the source really frames AI as this major technology that's not just here, but actively, building our future.
Shaping the present, designing the future. Okay, let's start at the beginning. How does this text define AI, fundamentally?
It says it's about simulating human intelligence in machines, basically programming them so they can think, learn, make decisions, kind of like humans do.
Thinking machines.
Okay.
And the source says this idea isn't exactly new. It goes back a bit.
Oh, yeah, way back conceptually to the 1950s. It points to Alan Turing and his famous Turing test.
The Turing test, right. But that wasn't actual AI, was it?
Yeah.
A test.
Exactly, a thought experiment. A benchmark to see if a machine could act intelligently enough that you couldn't tell it apart from a person.
Okay, so a way to measure it. Did the source mention any actual early systems?
It did. It brings up things like ELIZA from the mid-60s.
ELIZA, I remember reading about that. Very simple, right?
Super simple by today's standards, mostly pattern matching to mimic conversation. But the text says, they were important first steps, showed the potential, even if limited.
Exploring the possibilities, even with limitations. Got it. Which brings us fast-forwarding quite a bit to AI today.
And the source makes it clear it's definitely not abstract anymore. It's everywhere.
Seriously woven into daily life, the examples it gives are pretty striking. Healthcare.
Yeah, huge impact there. He talks about AI predicting diseases, finding new drugs faster by analyzing tons of data, even assisting surgeons in the operating room.
Assisting surgeons?
Yeah.
Wow. And then there's transportation.
Right. Autonomous vehicles. Tesla is the big example, using AI to process all that sensor info, navigate.
Make driving decisions. Though the text mentions there are still challenges, right? The real world isn't easy.
Definitely not. And then there's the personal stuff. Virtual assistants we talk to every day, Siri, Alexa.
Using AI to understand what we're saying.
Exactly. And social media feeds, those algorithms learning what we like. Pure AI. Task-specific, narrow AI, but absolutely pervasive.
But right after listing all these cool applications, the reading pivots. It starts asking some tough questions.
Yeah, the ethical side. Should machines be making these big decisions for us? Health, safety, where's the line? The source really pushes on that.
It's a critical point it raises. Because as AI gets better at acting alone, especially in high-stakes areas.
Like medicine or driving.
Yeah, who's responsible? How do we control these things? The text says this isn't science fiction anymore. It's a problem for now.
It's a really present challenge. So thinking about the future then, what does the source see coming down the pike?
Well, it talks about continued, probably rapid advancement, but it also flags some major hurdles.
It gets into the difference between the narrow AI we mostly have now, which is good at one thing, and the quest for general AI.
AGI, the kind that could think broadly, like a human.
Sort of, yeah. That's the long-term goal for some. And it touches on potential uses, like AI helping with space exploration, analyzing complex data.
Or even climate change. Using AI to model solutions. That sounds incredible.
Potentially game-changing stuff. But it balances that with the challenges.
Which are?
Pretty significant. Data privacy is a big one. AI needs so much data. Then the ethical issues we just mentioned, bias in algorithms, accountability.
And jobs. The potential for job displacement comes up too.
Yes, automation replacing human tasks. It's a major societal issue the text highlights. And it really asks, how do we prepare for this AI-driven world?
Suggesting we need to be proactive, not just reactive.
Absolutely. Building the tech is one thing, but understanding the impact and setting up guardrails, that's maybe even more important.
So wrapping up, the source kind of sees AI as this testament to human ingenuity, a really powerful tool.
A tool with huge potential for good, for transforming lives, solving massive problems.
But there's always a but.
The big takeaway is that it's on us. Humanity has to steer this thing responsibly, ethically.
Right. Ensure it serves us, not the other way around.
From Turing and ELIZA, through Siri and medical AI today, towards maybe AGI and tackling climate change, it's been quite a journey.
And the power just keeps growing. The text really leaves you thinking. With all this innovation, all this delegation of decision-making to machines, how do we make sure we keep that ethical compass calibrated? How do we constantly check where that line is? And are we truly ready for what happens if or when we cross it?